This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. Hello there, folks. Welcome to King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I am Rusty.
And we are rusty in a couple of different ways because we haven't been here for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we've been in the studio. It's been a little
bit. Thanks, Artie. He gave you condolences. For the guy.
I appreciate it, man.
Tell him what happened to you.
Well, I mean, I didn't really know the girl that well, but there was a girl at work that died. I just started at this job, so I haven't been there long enough to really know anybody. But the overall sentiment was
pretty bad,
pretty sad, in the room and everything.
I'm glad it wasn't joyful,
bubbly. She was like a bubbly person or whatever. So it was kind of a suck moment.
Yeah. And then you went somewhere with the family.
Yeah, Galveston. Went to Galveston.
Yeah, went to Galveston.
Yeah, chilled out down by the coast. Yeah, for sure.
I had sinus surgery, and so that's why last Sunday I was running for about a week. I ran kind of a low-grade fever, and there's nothing that gets me down quicker than a fever. Any kind of fever just drags the crap out of me. But got everything removed on Friday, and let me tell you this. They put these stents up in my nose here, right, to help me breathe and help it widen.
Can you breathe?
Yeah.
Better?
So they put these stents in there, and then they pulled them out on Friday, this last Friday. The motherfuckers were like this big. They were like little fish fillets.
Hey, you were asking me about something for Friday.
But yes, it's getting better.
You were asking about something for Friday. I think something that would be good for us to go over on Friday would be all the new little snippets. Have you seen some of the new little?
Some of it, yeah.
Some of the stuff, the Father's Day thing.
I'm trying to stay away from a lot of it. And
I'm not.
Well, and the reason is I don't like it when things get ruined for me for the first time.
Well, it's not getting ruined. I think these are things that don't have anything to do with any episodes out. I think it's just little.
I got you.
Like little snippets, kind of like little teasers. Get the show warmed up kind of thing.
We're about to get very busy, I believe. Do you sleep better post-surgery? Absolutely, I do. My wife told me the first night after we had these things out, she was like, I've never heard you take a deep breath while you were sleeping. I was like, oh, shit. Okay, well, that's probably an improvement. I will say this. I felt a million times better yesterday. Today, I haven't really woken up for some reason. I think it's because I want to get more sleep now. Or something.
Yeah.
But we're also moving kids into our house.
Oh, wow.
Not out of our house, but back into our house.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that is
ain't nothing wrong with it. Happens.
Anyway,
so I
hopefully.
want to show you this, Mike. So,
hey, glad to see you, Jamie.
So I got this Buc-ee's cup.
Yeah.
When I went to Galveston.
Yes, a lot of shit on your drink there, dude.
Well, I thought it was silly.
Yeah.
But got it, and it's actually
great,
very
it's got pockets and stuff.
Well, I'm always losing things.
People can't see it.
I'm always losing things.
I'm
always losing things, and I'm always dehydrated. So
a lot of stuff on this cup.
This thing is here, but it's also attached to my hydration. So I'm hydrated.
It reminds me of
my phone. I got my cards that I need. My
it reminds me when you go into a chain bar. You go into a chain bar, a chain restaurant or whatever, and you get the Bloody Mary, and they just start stacking shit on top of it. That's what it's on the outside, but it's what it reminds me of. Get a beer stuck down on the top of it.
It's like a wallet.
Yeah, it is like a wallet. It's like a very wet wallet.
Attached to a cup.
And good for you trying to keep up with your hydration, though. That is very important. Hydrate, people. Hydrate.
Anyway, Dr. Pepper.
We appreciate you guys sticking with us, and thanks for undering as to why we weren't here.
Yeah,
it was a little bit of a kick in the butt with the
could happen again. Who
Jonathan
knows?
Joss thing.
Let's hope not.
With Rusty's thing, with my surgery, all this.
The Jonathan Joss thing was kind of long.
Cody, Sunday, and Saturday. It's the 9th annual Dallas Mower Expo and a double ball recording. You got it. Yeah. All right, here we go, folks.
Sunday, and Saturday.
We've got King of the Hill Season 7, Episode 20, or in the year of our Lord 7 ABE 17, so not far off.
Yep.
Racist Dawg. DAWG, though. It aired originally Sunday, May 4th, my birthday, on 2003.
Yeah, this one's kind of funny. I really like this one because, I don't know, everybody wants to assume that Hank's prejudiced, but he's not. He just doesn't like Handyman.
Artie says he sent notes. You get them?
I do have them, but I'm not able to use them right now. I've got TikTok up.
Oh, you got your TikTok
Yeah.
up. Okay. Yeah, we'll get to them as we can, Artie. Thank you very much, Artie. Appreciate it. So this is here's a synopsis. Hank is accused of being a racist when Ladybird barks at a black repairman. Directed by Michael Dante DiMarinto.
No, Mike DiMartino.
Well, okay. This says
Michael
Dante
DiMartino.
DiMartino. Okay, and then Clay Hall.
He worked on. He's the co-creator actually of Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. He's the co-creator of both those shows.
Okay, no idea what The Legend of Korra is.
The Legend of Korra is an animated fantasy series. It's a sequel to Avatar.
Oh, okay.
So Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's a sequel. What's up, KD Prince in the TikTok?
This was written by, of course, Judge Daniels and then J.B. Cook. What's up, Rusty? All right, so here's the deal. We are in the neighborhood, and we understand that there is an emergency. We hear a scream, and then we see Bill coming over there, and he busts out of the front door carrying Peggy, like a fireman's carry almost, and he puts her down in the yard. Fireman carries out Hank, puts him down in the yard. He tries to do mouth-to-mouth on Peggy.
Yeah, which is kind of gross.
She wakes up, she screams, she goes, "Oh, my God, Bill, ew, were you eating nachos?" Ladybird drags out Bobby. So something bad has gone on in the Hill House, we understand all of a sudden.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
And then you see Bobby, and he says, "Mom,
Carbon
why is
monoxide.
Mr. Dotrieve kissing Dad?" She goes, "Oh, Bobby, don't watch." So he's over there trying to do CPR on Hank also. And then you hear, "We called 911, Shug," by Nancy. Then here comes Dale. "Wow, I can't believe how fast they responded, considering I didn't give him my real address." He runs over and boop, jumps over the fence. Then finally Hank starts coming around. What in the hell is going on? An ambulance pulls up. Bill says, "I smelled something coming from your house. Not the usual smell of cooking and pine cleaner. Happiness. It was gas. Not the usual smell of happiness. It was gas."
Gas. Yeah, gas.
Hank's like, "Gas?
Which gas
Oh, my
is...
God, the water heater."
Gas actually has no smell, natural gas.
They put that weird...
sulfur in it to make it smell.
It's stinky.
My friend's dad, growing up, was... he worked for the gas company from the age of 18 until he retired.
Yeah.
So he worked through every rendition of the gas company from Texas Power and Light all the way to Atmos and
Texas
TXU
Power and Light.
and like all the variations. He actually used to have a key. We used to be able to go fishing at TP&L on the back side of TP&L where the power station was.
Yeah.
We used to actually be able to fish back there because he had like a...
You catch mutants?
He was... no, it wasn't a mutant fish. It was warm, so the fish, like, there was like certain fish that like to go through there or whatever, go by it.
So TP&L that he's referring to is Texas Power and Light, and they have a lake, a man-made.
It's like a reservoir. It's like a man-made lake that they use to do like a hydroelectric.
Right. They cool everything off with it. Basically, is what they do. But it is full of fish, especially alligator gar. If you like catching those.
Channel cat too, I think.
Yeah, a lot of
red fish.
A lot of red type fish. A lot of bottom feeders and things like that. Not a lot of like striped bass.
No, nothing like that.
Things like that. All right, so he again jumps on the fence. Then later at the water heater, Hank's got to go check it out. By the way, Artie says Hank Hill found dead, not working. And then Rusty says, "I say that all the time." All right, so man, they're just having their own little conversation in the chat, which I really kind of love. All right, so later on, Hank's got to go take a look at this water heater because he's afraid something's really bad, right? I mean, obviously it is. They had to get carried out by Bill. If Bill's carrying you out of your house, you got problems.
Yeah, if Bill is carrying you out of your house, you got more than one problem. You've got two problems because Bill is touching you.
You probably got a trip to the HR department.
Yeah, or a trip to the hepatitis A department.
Fifth City. All right, so he's in there and he's looking at the water heater. Ladybird's standing there by him. Ladybird, for the life of me, I don't know what I did wrong when I installed this unit yesterday. And he's just kind of grumbling and stuff. And there's caution tape all around it, by the way, whenever he goes in there. You hear from the other room, Peggy say, Hank, the repairman from the church circular will be here any minute. Now, honey, I know that it's hard for you, but after last night, we need a second opinion. She comes in there. Peggy, I know I can fix it. Let me get it another shot. She goes, we cannot risk it. I cannot bear the thought of going to sleep tonight and waking up Bill slobbering on me again. That is a big motivational factor, I would imagine.
Yeah, Bill slobbering on anything would be pretty disgusting.
Were you
I
eating
imagine.
nachos?
I watched him slobber on some hot dogs, and that was kind of grotesque.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I imagine I wouldn't want Bill in my house.
So we hear the
You'd
doorbell.
have to bathe before entering.
You hear the doorbell. She goes up to the door, and she goes, oh, you must be Mr. Walker. Mac Walker is this guy's name at the door.
Mac Walker, which is funny enough because he is voiced by Bernie Mac.
Oh, is it? Is that who it is? Okay,
Yeah.
That's cool. So she says,
Pretty
he goes,
sure.
no, Mr. Walker is what they call my father. Please call me Mac. She goes, well, Mac, Reverend Stroop sure did give you a shining letter of Jesus Christ. It's going to take a minute. Get the rest off. Reverend Stroop said, sure did give you a shining letter of recommendation. See, still working on it. She said, you were the answer to the church sewer problems. He goes, oh, that's nice to hear, but I'm not the only plumber. I'm also a deacon at the church. I like to think of myself as a handyman for God. Here comes Hank. He says, hello, you must be the repairman that Peggy called about. He is not happy about having a repairman there.
No, he's really not happy about it.
Because he says, not only does he say she called him, but she called him behind his back.
Yeah, well, he's not one of those guys that thinks that he needs somebody to ever help him with something. And he doesn't really like the fact that somebody had to help him. But sometimes, I don't know, even if I knew how to do it, and I would still, like, for gas stuff, I would just get somebody to do it.
Yeah, there are certain things that I have other people work on.
Like,
electricity
I know how to do
and
it.
gas.
Why do it, though? Like,
sewer to a certain point.
They're insured, so if my house blows up, like, they could buy me a new house. So it's I would rather the responsibility be on somebody else just for liability reasons.
Absolutely, sure. Anyway, he goes, you must be the handyman that Peggy called about behind my back.
No, yeah, definitely.
Peggy says, Mac, this is my husband, Hank. He's the one who almost killed us. I mean, that's a really good way to respond to that, Peggy, honestly.
That's pretty bad,
Not bad.
yeah. Like, that's, it's like pissing in a wound, That's just not very good. I don't know why she would do that.
Well, because he was kind of coming at her.
I guess so.
So a little bit later, we've got the guy, Mac is looking at the water heater, and Hank, of course, is just right over his shoulder because he can't stand somebody can do something in his house that he can't do. The Mac reference. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I was reading the incoming. He's just like, oh, and he's making those kind of noise. And Hank says, oh, I said the same thing. And then he's kind of, interesting. He taps it with a little wrench. And Hank says, I find it interesting that you tap the pipe with a 3/4 wrench instead of a 5/8, but to each his own, I guess. It's like really.
That's such a
all he's doing is tapping.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's how you know. That's how you know that Hank might just not know enough about the subject that he's talking about. That's
Artie says #Shitty Peggy gonna #Shitty Peggy. He goes, and I don't know why it would matter that you would knock a pipe with a 3/4 or a 5/8.
Honestly, don't think it should matter.
Mac comes back and saes, Mr. Hill, did you know that I've been repairing water heaters and water heater accessories for over 20 years? Hank says,
we got another
exactly.
aficionado,
Hank
another
says,
deep diver into his
what a coincidence. I've been selling propane and propane accessories for over 20 years. Mac says, I bet we've both seen a lot of crazy things in our day, huh? Hank says, boy, I know what you mean. I had this fella one time, nice fella, chiropractor. He tried to use a first stage plastic tubing for a second stage regulator, and they both just laugh, which, okay, great. Mac says, I bet I can top that. I know a guy installed a brand new water heater without checking the old gums and seals. Next thing he knew, he woke up on his front lawn after his neighbor dragged him to safety. Nice fella, propane salesman. Woo, that is gutty. That takes a lot of balls to do right in front of the man there in his house.
That is a whole lot of balls.
Hank says, what? Are you referring to me? Was that a shot? Well, that was a shot, wasn't it? He goes, look, I need to remove a section of drywall to get to the pipes for further inspection. And he cuts a little piece in the drywall with his box cutter. Hank's like, oh, I mean, because that's already a slap in the face. Yes.
Just cutting up his drywall. Yeah.
He goes, I got to get my drive back before that dust gets into vents. And I mean, we're talking a little teeny tiny ass cut. But he's so worried about. He's so worried about.
Well, he's trying to check to see if there was like a leak or something like that, like water.
So next we see Mac, and he's left in there as Hank leaves. Here comes Bobby and in there to talk to him, and he goes, he's got Ladybird with him, right? And so Ladybird walks up with Bobby, and he goes, "Oh, hey, girl!" And then Ladybird immediately starts snarling at him. And then Bobby says, "Hello, I'm Bobby. Are you here to fix the gas leak?" He goes, "Hey, Bobby, I think your dog hates me." And he's Ladybird is on it even more now, right? Snarling, growling,
just trying
all
to get
this
him,
stuff.
yeah.
He goes, "I don't know why you'd think that. I've never seen her smile at anyone." And she's not smiling. She's baring her teeth.
Which is a really good
right?
joke.
Yeah,
which is
goes,
a very good joke.
I got a dog at home, and I know when a dog has ill intent in his heart, and that dog's looking at me like I'm a pair of meat bone slippers. Bobby's like, "Oh, meat bone slippers. I'm going to get a pen and write that down. Don't say anything while I'm gone." And then you hear a bunch of growling again, right? A section goes by. Bobby says, "Oh, man, Mr. Walker is so funny. He's got this great routine about how Ladybird wants to rip my throat out. He asked me to hit her in the head with a brick." Hank says, "What in the hell is funny about that?"
He's not finding that funny. He's
hit her
not
in the head
finding
with
the
a brick.
humor.
Peggy is in there as well. She goes, "Maybe Bobby didn't tell it right." Then you see you hear all this growling, and Hank goes to check it out. Ladybird has now pinned Mac in the water heater closet, basically.
Yeah, got him
He's
pinned
behind
down.
the door. Hank comes in there. "Hey, what's up? Oh, that's strange." He tries the door. "Mr. Walker, you in there?" He goes, "Yes, I'm in here." He goes, "The door seems to be locked, but there's no lock on the door." He goes, "Oh, I tied it off with a cord." Hank says, "Look, I still have the right to observe your work." He goes, "I just want to finish up the job without getting bit by your dog." Hank says, "Oh, my dog would never bite you." Mr. Max says, "Well, she hadn't stopped growling at me since I got here." And you hear growling and growling, and then some gas is coming from him, and you hear, "Right there, see, she's giving me the evil eye. She's a hellhound." Like he's just peeking out, you know.
Yeah.
Hank says, "That's not true." More growling. "You know what she loves? She loves to have her belly rub." He goes, "And I love to use all my fingers," which is a good joke.
Which is valid, yeah, definitely
Hank
valid.
says, "Come on, give her a rub. She's sweet." She's over on her back. He goes, "All right, okay, hold her tight." He goes, "I got her." And you hear this whimpering, and Hank says, "See there, she likes you." And then snarling, he goes after him. He goes, "Tell her she's a good doggy." He goes, "Good dog." I mean, he's just so, afraid that this dog's going to turn on him.
Yeah, he
at
doesn't
this
want to
point.
get bit, which I don't blame him. I'm kind of leary of dogs and stuff that I don't know, too.
So she's still on her back, and they're supposed to be rubbing her or whatever. And Hank's like, "Yes, you are. You're a good dog. Yes, you are. Lady." And then you hear a bark. She jumps up and barks at Mac. He goes, "Ladybird, what's wrong with you?" And bark, bark, bark. I mean, getting really intense. Mac says, "I'll tell you what's wrong with her. She's full of hate. Black hate." Hank says, "That's preposterous." And you just get a bunch more barking. In comes Peggy. "What is with all the barking?" "Mr. Walker's upsetting Ladybird." Not the other way around. Not that Ladybird is upsetting Mr. Walker.
Yeah, no. Well, of course not. It's the dog's house. It's the dog's home.
And Mac says, "I'm upsetting her because I'm black." And you just bark, 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 bark. And Hank's like, "That is a lie. You're just nervous," which is making her nervous. Peggy's still in there. "Hank, get that dog out of here." "But Peggy, now, Hank." And there's a lot of growling and stuff. He drags Ladybird off. And we hear Peggy talking to him. She goes, "Mac, I apologize for my husband. He's always had an unhealthy relationship with that dog. Listen, we're making hamburgers on the grill. I insist you join us for lunch. I hope you like ketchup." I hope you like ketchup.
I hope you
Weird thing to
like
say.
ketchup.
I hope you like ketchup.
Which most ketchup really isn't that great. I don't find.
Artie says this is where
because
Bobby
it's like really, really sugary.
Yeah, I don't like sugary ketchup.
No, what Artie's talking about is the differences in production numbers.
Well, I get it. He said that Bobby regresses. He sounds and acts like a 12-year-old, not the 13-year-old he's been growing into since recent episodes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, so we go over to the alley. All four are there with Ladybird. Hank's like, "Can you believe that guy? First he kicks me off my own water heater, and then he has the nerve to call Ladybird prejudice." And yeah, man, talking to old Ladybird, man, like dang old deposition of love, man. Cool. Know what I'm saying?
Disposition of a dove.
And then you hear Bill say, "Yeah, Ladybird is so nice, she'd let someone eat out of her own bowl, no matter how drunk they were." Of course, I'm white.
Whoa. Yeah.
He says, "Of course, I'm white." All right, so we're back at the Hills kitchen table. Mac says, "Thank you for having me here for lunch. Everything looks delicious." Peggy's like, "Well, thank you. Mac, is it?" Hank says, Mr. Walker, Ladybird never acts the way she did this morning. Honestly, I don't know what got into her. Peggy says, I guess she was still feeling the effects of nearly being gassed to death last night. Pickle? She offers a pickle to him.
Yeah.
Max says, Mr. Hill, I admit I maybe threw a race card at your dog a little too fast, but I swear I thought she was going to throw a few teeth my way. Bobby's like, teeth my way? That's brilliant. He thinks this guy is such a comedian. All this guy's doing is talking.
But he is actually one of the kings of comedy.
Then here comes Hank again. Well, I don't know much about any of these kind of things, Mr. Walker, but I do know that a man should not be judged by the color of his skin, but by the actions of his heart. I'll tell you what. He says, amen. He bites that burger, and he's like, this is flavorful. I wish my wife knew her way around a burger. Hank says, well, let me get you another one. He says, all right, but if my wife calls, tell her I just had one. They're all sharing a healthy chuckle, I guess. Then Bobby says, did you hear that? He's henpecked. You can't turn this guy off. He just thinks it's so funny.
Which henpecked means continually criticized and given orders by one's wife or female partner.
Yeah.
So
says he's henpecked.
He's henpecked.
So we see they open the sliding glass door. Ladybird comes running in.
Never heard that one before. That's new to me.
Ladybird comes running in full speed for Mac and growling and barking and snarling and trying to get at him. He goes, call her off. Good doggy, good doggy. And snarl. Ow, bad doggy, bad doggy. Hank comes in and says, Ladybird, no. And then rips the guy's pants. Or Ladybird rips the guy's pants.
Yep.
Barking, snarling, growling. And that is going to take us to our first commercial break. We will take that, and we will be
right back.
There it is. Join the Daily High Club, the premier destination for glass, water pipes, vaporizers, and accessories. Since 2015, we've sold over 1 million quality products and teamed up with legends like Snoop Dogg and Tommy Chong. Ready to elevate your smoking game? Visit dailyhighclub.com for our El Primo subscription box or shop unique pieces today.
Discover the world of luxury sex toys at Luxury Toy X and indulge in the ultimate pleasure experience. For years, we have been dedicated to the belief that sexuality and wellness are essential components of a happy and healthy life. With over 70,000 satisfied customers, we take pride in our ability to provide products that enhance your sexual well-being. Join our community of satisfied customers and unlock a world of pleasure and self-discovery. Visit luxurytoyx.com today.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Combine that with OrganicHemp.com's top quality CBD for ultimate balance. Start your healing journey today at GlobalHealing.com and OrganicHemp.com.
I'm Hunter, the founder of Hello Cake, and today we're digging into ED meds. The number one thing we hear is that guys are sick of waiting for ED meds to kick in. Traditional ED meds take about an hour to kick in as they have to go through your digestive system, where Hello Cake's ED medication dissolves under your tongue and works in about 15 minutes. That's about 3 times faster than traditional ED medication. Curious about ED meds? Go to hellocake.com.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
Well, but he also called a special session. Hello! You are back, so is we. All right, so the last thing we saw was Ladybird come running in there, tearing up pants and all that stuff.
The last thing I saw was a Miss Baird's apple pie.
He did. He ate a lot of
fruit
apple pie. Henpecked by the OPEC, says Cody. Cotton about Jimmy Carter. That's a good one. Yeah, I like that. Then Rusty says nice commercials. We like to think so. They are the commercials that a lot of other shows won't play. So I play them for you, gentlemen and ladies and other people. All right, so next thing we see, we come back. Ladybird is chained up outside, still angry, still ripping at this poor dude's pants. They have basically given him the chunk off the pants now just to sit there and chew on. You hear Peggy, well, I don't think she broke the skin, but better safe than sorry. Hank says, Mr. Walker, I accept fully responsibility for Ladybird's actions, but you got to believe me, she is not prejudiced. He goes, I know she's not prejudiced. She's racist. He goes, no, she's not. She's just getting old. She must have developed an acute fear of strangers. Bobby says, hey, Dad, mailman's here. And you see outside this new mailman come up and just rubbing on Ladybird's head and all this, but of course the mailman's a white guy. So, this is perpetuating this whole thing.
Yeah.
He goes, hello, you must be Mr. Hill. I'm your new mailman, Mr. Peters. Retired yesterday after 25 years. Mr. Peters retired yesterday after 25 years. Boy, that was some party. And he gets in, gets out of there. No problem from Ladybird at all. Mr. Mac says, get your dog a chew toy. I quit. See you in church. And he just like slams and goes out. And so he is pretty well convinced that this dog is a racist.
But it's not the dog at all.
We'll see. We'll go out to the alley. It's all four of them. So we've got Bill, Dale, Boomhauer, and Hank. And you hear, yep, yep. And then Hank just starts with, my dog is a racist. She bit the repairman who happens to be black. Bill says, haven't black people been through enough? Like
yeah, man, talking about
dog
all
on
man created equal, man.
Yeah, man, talking about all men created equal, man, and just dang old pursuit of happiness too, man. And then, of course, Dale. There's only two ways to handle it, Hank. You either shoot her between the eyes, old Yeller style, or you sneak up from behind her and get her in the back of the head. Either way, it'll cost you $10. Hank starts to leave. He goes, I'll choke her for $5, and you can keep the head.
Yeah, Dale's
keep
out
the
there.
head. Oh.
Dale, you're sick.
Artie says, Rusty, I was just thinking of that. I've been here long enough to remember when they were sponsored by Balls. It shows the audience demographic. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Ballsy.
You remember the Balls thing?
Ballsy. Yeah, I still have my
It was
shaver, actually.
Was it that one, or was it the one, or was it the thing where you put your balls in the little jacuzzi? You remember that thing?
I didn't get a ball jacuzzi. Where was that at?
That was back when we were over on.
No, I never got a ball jacuzzi, but I did get a shaver and then a
little
slap chop or whatever.
Yeah, it's a little blender.
A little blender.
Yeah,
you know what I
doesn't
used
work
it
right.
for?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I only used that blender. I've literally used it just to blend mushrooms into ice cream to make the mushrooms easier to eat.
Gotcha. Mushrooms into ice cream.
Psychedelic mushrooms into
ice cream
to make them easier to eat.
Is it? Do you put sugar in it?
No, it's just regular. Whatever ice cream you like.
Oh, you take regular ice cream.
Whatever ice cream you like, and you
Got
scoop it in there and throw it in there with the mushrooms like a mushroom milkshake.
I
it makes
thought
the mushrooms easier to eat because they make me
so.
nauseous.
Artie, you don't remember the ball jacuzzi, I guess, huh? So
I don't remember the ball
Okay.
jacuzzi
All right,
either.
give me
That's
one sec here.
crazy.
So there's a thing out there that is a ball jacuzzi, and we tried to make them a sponsor, and maybe it wasn't you and I, but let's see, ball.
I mean, a ball washer? Is it like a ball washer for golf? And
Okay, so it's called a test.
jacuzzi?
It's called a testacuzzi.
A testacuzzi. That sounds like a fucking made-up product.
TESTICUZE.
That sounds like a skit product.
It is a testacuzzi, and if you go to
that's crazy.
if you go to testicle awareness, I guess this is testicle cancer awareness.
Testicle cancer awareness.
I believe so.
So is it like a
Testicle
gag product
Cancer
or is it a real
Awareness
life product?
Testicle Cancer Awareness Foundation. Testacuzzi donates a portion from every sale to Testicular Cancer Awareness Foundation. So yes, it's basically a hot tub for your nuts. So if you look right here, I think you can kind of see that. It's a little tub, right? This part is where you lay your thing on because it's all imprinted in the back of it here for you to just lay your junk right in.
That's crazy. How much is it?
I think they were like $49. There was a gold-plated one that was $99.
$49.99.
Lay your balls in it. We've still got one somewhere. We had. I don't even remember how we got it, but we had one, and yep, Mike needs to clean his browser. That's it. You got it. All right. So anyway, Testacuzzi, not a current sponsor. Would love to have you. All right, so we're in the alleyway. It cost you $10. I'll let you keep the head. Okay. So it's nighttime now. We're in Hank and Peggy's bedroom, of course. Peggy says, well, I'll tell you right now, we cannot have that dog running amok, biting every black person she sees. It makes us look like ignorant rednecks. Oh, and it's bad for black people, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hank says, "Where did we go wrong, Peggy?" I mean, they are just beside themselves over this racist dog. Next day, Hank goes into Bobby's room. He goes, "Bobby, I know you're knowledgeable of the black vidyas and whatnot." And he does say vidya, not video, vidyas.
The vidyas.
He goes, "And right now I need you to use your love of Puffy and Diddy and Snoopy to help me."
2 of those were the same people, and we can't mention him anymore.
Can't mention Diddy. He is the one who shall not be named.
Yeah, the one who shall not be named.
The
The single largest buyer in his county of
olive oil. Baby oil.
baby oil, yeah.
Olive
Johnson
oil
and
was
Johnson's baby oil.
Olive oil was
Isn't that
different
crazy
night.
though that he had that much? Imagine how many bottles you like. Do you get that from like a warehouse? Does he call them directly?
Oh, I would think you got a Sam's Club or a Costco membership. Yeah.
But can you buy that many? I'm gonna
Sure
go
you
to next
can.
time. Next time I go to Sam's, I'm gonna look.
What would the law be that would make you not be able to buy that many?
Well, they're gonna make a law.
They're going to make a law where you can't buy too much baby oil?
Yeah, they're gonna put a limit on it. After this case is over with Diddy, they're definitely putting a limit on how much baby oil can
I
be
think
bought.
he should put out his own.
He should put out his own. He can't. I don't think he'll be putting out anything anytime
oil.
soon. The only thing he'll be putting out is the fire and some
Rusty says
dude's
it was
loins.
Rusty says it was a tanker full. All right, so
They
Bobby
say it was like they hit every Walgreens and CVS in a Tri-County area.
so stupid. Bobby says it's about Ladybird. He goes, yes, it is. So he's gonna have him watch rap videos to get used to the dog, or get used to black culture, so that he can make it easier on the dog.
Which
I
is
guess.
odd. Which
It
is
is really
really
odd.
odd. Yeah.
So they're forcing Ladybird to watch these rap videos, and you hear driving down the street in my Escalade, drinking Chris like Swiss Miss in a chick parade. Those are the lyrics you hear.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, Bobby says, "Now, Dad, you keep petting her and feeding her treats while Ladybird just takes it all in. Check out his bling bling." And here's Hank. Here's how much Hank loves his dog. There, girl, just flow with the nice music and the bling bling. He says the words bling bling. He loves his dog so much.
Like 3 times. Yeah.
Ladybird leaves. Hank tries to go after her. Ladybird, no, give him a chance. And then Bobby, of course, hurry, they're about to have the pool scene. All right. So now we're in the truck with Ladybird and Hank. Hank is driving around while Ladybird sits over in the passenger seat.
She's a passenger princess.
He says, "Ladybird, don't you get it? A man should not be judged by the color of his skin, but by the actions of his heart." I mean, the dog doesn't understand English, Hank, but okay.
The dog doesn't understand anything. The dog understands the atmosphere that
Sure.
it's in, so it
Sure.
feels the tenseness in Hank.
So they pull
around
up.
the handyman.
They pull up to a K9 dog training academy, and we see the trainer going up and down, looking at the dogs and their owners. It says, well, hello, Mr. Stogner. How is Lulu doing with the pillow chewing? He says, oh, that bitter apple spray you suggested worked wonders. He's kind of a little dog holder. Excellent. Let me be a guess. What's this little lady's problem? Comes over to Ladybird. He goes, she looks like a barker to me. She keep neighbors up all night. Am I right? He goes, oh, no, she doesn't bark. She bites. This sweet dog bites people. I do not believe it. He goes, actually, she only bites black people. I didn't know she was President's pup when I picked her from the litter. She just looks so darn cute. He goes, well, that is ridiculous. I can assure you that your dog is not racist. He goes, oh, thank God. You see, dogs only follow subconscious cues from their owners. He goes, wait, what? What does that mean? That means that you are the one who's racist, Mr. Hill.
Oh,
and the whole room
no.
gasps. And he gasps. And he's like, oh, and by the way, my girlfriend is African-American. You sicken me.
You sicken me. I like how he says it. You sicken me.
You sicken me. So we're back at Strickland. Roger is walking through the break room. Hank's sitting there. Roger, of course, is the one and only black person that works at Strickland that I can remember. He comes through. Hey, what's up, Hank? He goes, not much. Oh, hey, Roger, I didn't realize that was you. Kind of chuckles a little bit. How you doing? I could get you a cup of coffee. I just poured one. Have you seen the cream? He goes, oh, here you go, Roger. Here's some cream for you. I mean, just going way overboard here, right? Trying to be nice. Whoa, that's enough, Hank. Something bothering you? Well, to be honest, Roger, I was accused of being a racist. He goes, you, Hank Hill, a racist? But you got me my job here. Wait, the guy who called you that, was he wearing a bow tie?
I wonder what that has to do with
So
anything.
I think that has to do with, what's his name? Sharpton? Reverend L.
Oh,
Sharpton,
okay,
L.
yeah,
Sharpton.
yeah.
Or one of the Malcolm X guys, those guys. because they wear bow ties. He goes, it's not a pretty thing to be accused of. I'll tell you what. He goes, you really shook up about this. Now, look, I know you're not like that, but if it make you feel better, you should take this internet test my brother-in-law made us take last Thanksgiving. It's a good test. Said I was racially unbiased, and I love gay people. I didn't see that coming, but I'm happy. So they both get over in front of a computer, and Hank is taking this "Are you a racist?" test. That should work out fine. Rusty says, I think that Art, I can't think of any other people. Yeah, I got you. So he's taking this test on the computer. He goes, Roger, show me this test. So they go in there. He's taking it. And you just hear, faster, Hank, faster. If you don't finish in time, it voids the test. He goes, but I don't remember what keys to press. Does the letter E stand for white or black? And what's I? Is it good or bad? I don't know. He goes, just push one. You don't have time to think about it. That's how this test works. It's subconscious level. Go, go. Oh, this thing is so. So we're in the. Everybody starts coming in. Enrique, the girl, Joe Jack comes in. Everybody, hey guys, what's going on? Hank's taking a racist test. Oh wow, is he a racist? We don't know yet. I mean, they're all just gathered around, just watching him.
Like you could
is
take
he a racist
like
or is he not a racist?
Quantifiable test. Yeah.
Hank says, I'm trying to concentrate. Enrique, yeah, what are you guys, some kind of racist? You're almost there, buddy. He goes, oh, quiet. This test has to be some sort of joke. I mean, how can it determine if you're a racist or not? Roger says, almost done, just a couple more. And then you see real quick, you see the word bad flash on the screen.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh, there, you're finished. Now, we'll just wait while it tallies up your score. He goes, well, I don't think you can really go by something like this. I'm sure it's more of a game, for fun. He chuckles a little bit. Roger goes, your test results show that you strongly preferred the company of white people. He goes, what? He goes, wow, and strongly is flashing. Enrique's like, oh, man. He goes, this test is 100% incorrect. I do not prefer white people over others. Roger, tell him. He leaves the office. He goes, I poured your cream. And that takes us to the second commercial break. We will take that. And we will be
right back.
There it is.
OsleyMD.com.
I've always had thin hair my whole life. It breaks off at a certain length. In the last 6 months, I've noticed it just really bad. I mean, you could totally see it. I wear a hat a lot. I tried several different products. My experience with the Bosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
OsleyMD.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Introducing Muck-Off's classic pink bike cleaner, powered by revolutionary nanotechnology that breaks down dirt and grime on a microscopic level while protecting your bike's delicate finish. Developed by our mad developer Alex and tested by riders, our products are made by riders for riders. Discover more at us.muc-off.com, where we break the mold to bring you the best in bike care.
Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Since 2003, we've been connecting buyers and sellers, providing access to sold-out events at prices lower than most secondary market options. Whether it's sports, theater, or concerts, our massive nationwide network ensures you get the tickets you want, guaranteed. For the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. That's TICKETLIQUIDATOR.com. Ticket Liquidator.
And we are back from another. I thought that one was a little more well-rounded in the commercials that were there. But if you are losing your hair, or you need to rub some things on your bike, or I don't remember what the other ones were.
I don't think I'm losing my hair, Mike.
You did it. All right, so we are back at Hank's house. Hank drives up after work. He goes into the kitchen. Peggy's there. He goes, Monday's the earliest I could schedule a repairman to fix a water heater, but I boiled up some water for a sponge bath, and if you have enough left over for a cup of tea, of soup, and a boiled egg. Jeez. He goes, oh, fine. She goes, what's wrong with you?
She's really rationing that water very well.
She's like, what's wrong with you? You can have the egg. He goes, I took this stupid racial preference test on the internet today in front of the whole office and failed miserably. The results claim that I only like white people. She goes, a test? And I mean, she's happy about this because she wants to take a freaking test. And then she is the very next scene you see, Peggy's in front of the computer taking this stupid test.
And the outcome is hilarious.
And you hear Hank in the background, come on, faster, Peggy, you're nearly done. She goes, don't rush me. I can't even remember what keys to push here. See, I told you it was stupid. There's no way this test can determine anything. I can't even believe I'm taking it. There, you finished. Now, it adds up your crazy score. And she goes, I don't even care what it says because this test is absolute. He goes, you strongly prefer the company of black people. She's like, oh yeah, all right.
Well, you can't argue with results, Hank. Yeah.
But honestly, I think it's a pretty good test. Honey, check and see if there's paper in the printer. I want to make a copy.
Of course she does.
The test is fine whenever it comes out okay for her.
Yeah, but now she wants to make a copy. She wants to have the
she wants to flash it in front of everybody.
The certificate, yeah.
So we're at Arlen First Methodist the next morning. Everybody's there for church. We hear the choir sing. And then Reverend Stroop says, please be seated. For today's sermon, I'd like all the children of the flock to gather up front. Some guy looks over at Hank in the middle of church and goes, you sicken me. I mean, just in the middle of freaking church.
In the middle of church. Yeah, I don't know.
Stroop says, can anyone tell me what color this is? And holds up her white crayon.
Which I will say, as somebody who grew up in Texas, and I've been in a lot of Baptist churches in Texas. I used to church hop, so I've been damn near every Baptist church you can go to locally. And I don't think that anybody would be upset if I don't think many people. I'm going to say many. I don't think these churches would be upset if he failed that test.
Not these churches. Nope. So all the kids in the thing are
very segregated in the South in churches still. I don't know anything about like churches in the North, but.
Yeah,
I know in the South, it's the last bit of segregation.
That is the dog trainer. Artie says he's sitting in the church. I didn't realize that it's the dog trainer with his black wife sitting next to him.
Oh,
that makes way more sense. Thank you, Artie. We just did not catch that in the 46 times we watched it. Did not for real. And so she holds up this color. All the kids say white. She holds up another one and says, how about this one? It's black, and they all say black. She goes, very good. Now, did you know that God created all the colors and loves them all equally? That's why he put them in the same box. Unfortunately, there are some people in the world who prefer to keep the white crayons in their own box and separate from the other crayons. And you hear all the people just kind of, ugh. And they all look at
everybody looks
Hank.
At Hank.
God.
Why? Like, okay. This is the one thing that I find funny about this episode, and I find it kind of weird. And this might be like one of those episodes that's actually somebody's dream or something.
Yeah.
Because what world does anybody think that Hank would be that way?
I don't know.
He's always a good neighbor.
Again, we live in a society that I like to think of as do you remember the commercials for Holiday Inn Express where they would be like, I'm not a surgeon, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express or whatever,
no,
right?
Yeah.
So there were those commercials. There was one of them where this girl goes, I read an article. Well, I read part of an article. And that's how she starts off the thing. And that's how I feel about our society now.
Oh, yeah,
you read a headline, you just react to it.
Yeah.
You're just done. Oh, he's a racist? Okay, well, then I hate him. You have no clue. You have no clue what's actually happening. All right, so we're back at the Hill House in the kitchen. It's Peggy's got a box, and she goes, Hank, Reverend Stoop loaned us a tool to help with our burden. And by the virtue of my desire to be around black people, I will help guide you on the road to recovery. She pulls out two Ken dolls, basically. One of them's white, one of them's black. Hank says, what am I supposed to do with these? She goes, they're racial tolerance dolls.
Racial tolerance dolls.
She goes, you practice interacting with them. He goes,
so
I will not.
To the dolls.
She goes, I will not play with dolls. She says, do you want me to tell Reverend Stroop you wouldn't even try? He goes, what do I have to do? He says, the first step to recovery is to admit you have a problem with black people. But I don't. A man should be judged by the color of his skin, but not by the actions. Peggy says, admit it. She slaps the dolls in his hand.
Yeah, she's kind of being
bit
of a troublesome
a little
person.
bit. She goes, sorry, Hank, but it's part of the treatment. Now admit it. She slaps the dolls again. Artie says this little is too little kid for Bobby. He was just watching rap videos. He knows black people are just people. He's not racist. That's true. Bobby comes in, sliding glass, and he goes, if you found those dolls in my room, I swear I've never seen them before. She goes, no, relax, Bobby. They belong to your father. Dad plays with dolls? She goes, uh-huh. He goes, no, I am not playing with dolls. I'm interacting with them. He goes, oh, can I try to interact with the dolls too? He goes, all right, sure, son. Let's interact together. And Bobby, first thing, he goes to this falsetto voice. Hello, have you seen a big fluffy kitty running around here? And Hank says, what's her kitten's name? And we call her Whiskers, but she'll answer to Kiki. Here, Kiki, 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 Kiki. But Hank's just like, oh, come on, Kiki, where are you? Then we get the doorbell rings. Peggy, of course, Johnny on the spot. I'll get it. You two just keep looking for that cat. Hank says, maybe your cat is under the table. Here, Kiki. She goes to the door. The dog grabs the black Ken and runs off. And Hank's like, no, Ladybird, no, wait, come back, drop it. Ladybird runs out of the house, and she ends up dropping the doll here in a second. But we realize that there is a prayer circle going on in Hank's yard, where they are saying, "Dear Lord, we have formed
so weird.
We have formed a prayer circle to pray for Hank's racist heart." The dog's barking, drops the doll back at their feet, and the black guy doll is all torn up and stuff. And says, everybody loves Peggy, and she goes back in and just closes the door because she realizes now that Hank is just completely ostracized.
Yeah, absolutely.
The people in the group see the torn up little black doll.
Not
Peggy
looking
sees
good.
it. She goes in. Everybody's just left him now.
Not looking good.
So we hear Hank is playing with he's just kind of sitting there later, and he's just playing with that black doll's head or whatever, and you hear from outside just down the hallway on your right, and the plumber comes in. And he goes, so you got yourself a leak, do you? He goes, well, don't worry, I'll fix her as good as new. He goes, you might want to I got a magnetic screwdriver you can use. You're dropping screws all over the floor. I mean, he's already unhappy about how this guy's doing it because you're going to lose him. He goes, look.
You missed that part where Bill was singing.
Oh, yeah. Well, Bill's over there singing.
Yeah.
Come on now, everybody.
Come on.
Gotta love your brother.
Everybody get together. Yeah.
They come in. He goes, you called me because you need my help, so if you just let me do the job. Here comes the dog barking, growling. He goes, what's wrong, Ladybird? The guy yells because Ladybird bites his foot. He goes, get your dog off of me. He goes, Ladybird, stop. In comes Peggy. What in the world? He goes, I don't know what got into her. She just started biting this white guy. The guy says, this dog is crazy. Get away. Get away. Ow, ow. He goes, Ladybird's biting a white guy. A white guy, Peggy. The dog trainer was right. Ladybird did pick up on my subconscious cues, but I don't hate black people. I hate repairmen. And they leave.
Makes a lot more sense.
They leave this guy being attacked by Ladybird. They just leave.
Well, it's his
guy.
fault. It's his fault for being a repairman.
Anyway, Peggy says, well, you were upset you couldn't fix the heater, so that's why Ladybird attacked Mac. Is Reverend Stroop still here? She's got to see this. Let's go get her before they start another song. And then this poor guy, he's just like, wait, don't leave me. Help. That's the last you hear of him.
Yep.
The first workman that came to the house, they go to his house. They knock on the door. You hear coming, hello. Oh, good Lord. Mr. Walker, please open the door. Please open the door. Because he slammed the door back whenever he saw. He goes, Klan meeting's been moved to the pancake house. On the other side, you hear Hank saying, please, I can explain everything. I assure you that Ladybird will not bite you. He goes, yeah, I heard that one before. He goes, you don't understand. Ladybird didn't bite you because you're black. She sensed it was really bothering me having somebody work on my water heater. He goes, oh, really?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, she just bit another repairman, a white man. I checked. He's Scotch Irish all the way back, so he double checked to make sure he's
had
super
to
white.
run the numbers on that one. Yeah,
Did I swear to you on my
23andMe. They went bankrupt.
Yeah, she goes.
They're selling our DNA.
Oh, they were already doing that. He says, "I swear to you on my 20 years of selling propane and propane accessories, my dog and I are not racist." He opens the door. She jumps up and kind of rolls over. He starts petting her, and he goes, "Oh, see there, she does like you." Oh, you're a good doggy, aren't you? He goes, yes, she is. And that is it. That's all we get.
That is it. That's another one.
After
in
the credits,
books.
we hear here. That is about it. So that is season 7, episode 20, Racist Dog, from May 4th, 2003. First and foremost, want to thank all of you guys for being here. Thank you for sticking around. We really appreciate it. We could not do the show without you. It's been a tough couple of weeks, but we are back.
We've been going through
we're
it.
back on schedule now.
We're back as scheduled. As
Rusty's schedule has changed a little bit, so our live times may be a little different.
They're going to change, but we'll get
let
back
you
to
know.
it.
All right. So you want to tell them where they can find us?
Yeah, you can find us at bwaaa@gmail.com is our email, and bwaaakoth on all social medias.
There it is.
We Matanya.
That's the last thing left to say. And I am going to react to that by saying, we Matanya.
We told you, dude.
I really hope you guys are all good. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.